Does anyone else find it strange that they announced full, autonomous, humanoid robots, and nobody seems to give a shit? No, really, actual C-3PO robots that are supposed to live in your home and do any chore that you could imagine. What's even crazier is not one, but 3 different companies all announced robots within like a week of each other. These being the Neo, the Figure 3, and Xpeng's Iron Robot. I don't know if this is some kind of Bugs Life versus Ants kind of like synchronicity, or if there's some kind of corporate espionage going on where they're all spying on each other and they're trying to get to market first. They even look similar with the same basic color palette of gray, black, and white, with most of them having like a black plexiglass face, but the Neo has 2 button eyes that kind of make it look like Robert the Haunted Doll, which is not a great comparison for your robot. What's even crazier is that you can pre-order one of these now at a very surprising price, which you're gonna have to wait until the end of the video to see. So, are we going to be living in a robot paradise where humanity doesn't have to lift a finger anymore? Or is this the first step to job collapse and the robotic rebellion? Let's find out. As you probably already know, human-shaped robots have been the white whale of roboticists for, well, centuries. But even recent reveals like Tesla's Optimus robot, which was an awkward guy in a robot suit, at best have been disappointing and at worst have been, well, an awkward guy in a robot suit. Most of these robots cost a fortune in R&D just to slowly walk across a stage, and some of them don't even do that. How are they supposed to serve me tea and biscuits if they can't even walk straight? This seems to be the main thing that Boston Dynamics has been striving towards, as well as how much aggression you can get out on a robot for science. But a robot being able to traverse difficult terrain is only half the battle. But in order to become a capitalist's wet dream, these robots need to be able to perform a series of useful tasks requiring coordination, dexterity, and under a variety of different circumstances. That's where AI comes in. At least according to the press releases. Otherwise, you would have to manually code in how high each shelf in your home is, how hard to grip any given material, and how to avoid tripping hazards like pets or small children, etc., etc. And God forbid if you move the dishwasher to another room. According to these companies, they're going to use thousands, if not millions, of data points to map out where everything is in your house, so it can find the dishwasher, identify different dishes, and find the correct shelves to place them on, just to cite an example.
And that took 5 minutes.
Sounds incredible, doesn't it? Never having to do boring chores like do the dishes or fold laundry ever again? Well, there's a catch, and a very, very big one if you ask me. As was shown on this Wall Street Journal video on the subject.
There may be a human behind the curtain, pulling the robot's strings.
If I throw up, will the robot throw up?
A company representative may need to peer into your house via Neo's camera eyes to get things done.
To many people, this is crazy.
You have to be okay with this for the product to be useful.
Yeah, in order to nudge the Neo into the right direction, Neo employees are going to be able to take manual control with VR helmets. Who wouldn't want a random employee just being able to peer into your most private places? And I'm sure that these companies are going to say that they train their operators to ensure everybody's privacy.
There will be an app where you can schedule teleoperation, specifying exactly what and when you want Neo to do things in your house.
So we want to, of course, make sure that we respect privacy as much as possible and that it's always on your terms. You are always in control. Some examples of this is the teleoperator does not see you, right? We can blur people. Teleoperator also cannot go into specific parts of your home where you set no-go zones. So that's enforced on the software level. So even if the teleoperator would try, they cannot get the robot to go into those homes. And also the teleoperator can never connect to a robot unless you approve it.
Neo,
This is a restricted area. You shouldn't be in here.
Screenshot taken.
Can't do this to me, Neo.
Screenshot taken.
No!
Screenshot taken.
But even if you take their word for it, there have been countless stories of people being able to hack into webcams and any camera that's connected to a network. Hell, there was a report that came out a few months back that said that over 120,000 South Korean webcams were hacked in order to exploit and blackmail people. So even if you think that these companies have your best interests at heart, do you really think that they're going to be able to protect your data when even companies that devote their entire everything to security also get hacked? And that's just one of the problems with these walking webcams. A whistleblower who worked as a robotics safety engineer for the Figure line of robots sounded the alarm on the company's lacking safety procedures. In his first week on the job, he discovered that Figure had, quote, no formal safety procedures, incident reporting systems, or risk assessment processes for the robots, and that the only other person responsible for worker safety was an outside contractor with experience in chip manufacturing, not robots. He created safety roadmaps that were shown to and approved by investors before promptly being toned down or ignored behind the scenes. This trend continued as the engineer tried to set up an emergency shutdown button on the robot, which sounds like a good idea, only for the executives, who were cooperative at first, to quickly abandon the idea. The higher-ups would be all for safety features until it threatened to slow down the breakneck pace that they're trying to go at to get to market first. And I use the word breakneck very specifically in this instance because the whistleblower said that during one of the tests of the Figure 2, he was afraid that the robots could inflict severe permanent injury on humans. He also said that near misses are occurring and that there is no system in place to track them. This conclusion was further evidenced by an instance where an employee was standing next to a robot and the robot malfunctioned and punched a refrigerator, narrowly missing the employee. The robot left a quarter-inch deep gash in the refrigerator's stainless steel door. A quarter-of-an-inch gash in a stainless steel door. So they have the potential of just freaking out and taking your head off? Great! Wonderful! What else could go wrong?
This mustn't register on an emotional level. Discombobulate.
The company fired the engineer and stated that he was terminated for poor performance. The cry of the obvious, alleged retaliatory firing. He had bad performance because he was just kind of supposed to rubber stamp everything, but then he cared about people's safety? Like, why even hire the guy, other than just kind of to shut people up about safety? See, we care. We hired a guy, so shut up. You might be asking yourself, but why would a company want to put out a defective product? Surely they know that would ruin the entire robot industry before it even began, right? If you believe that, then I know a Nigerian prince who could really use some monetary assistance. Who should we believe in this circumstance? The lowly safety engineer who has specific examples of malicious practices and is actively making his life harder by coming out and telling us about it? Or the CEO whose only defense is, he's dumb and he's mad he got fired, who stands to make millions upon millions of dollars and deploy his golden parachute the moment that a baby's head gets twisted off or something, like we've seen time and time again. Get in, ruin a thing, then get paid millions of dollars just to do it all over again. That's the CEO way. Just ask Unity how they're doing. Or Toys R Us, or Sears, or Boeing, or GE, or WeWork, or Nokia. Speaking of executives, AI has been their reasoning for reducing white-collar jobs in recent times, and if these robots fulfill their promises, then they could probably get rid of blue-collar jobs too, which, at that point, where does that leave the economy?
Experts say humanoid robots will help out at factories before they help us at home. But we're still a ways from that happening.
2035, 2040, that's when things really, really get interesting.
People toss around the idea of a universal basic income, but have you seen any legislation that's kind of leading towards that at the rate that these robots and technology is going? In America, we don't even have universal healthcare, and we haven't updated the federal minimum wage in a couple decades, and those both seem like less of a big societal shift than UBI. We are still in the early days of humanoid robots. There will certainly be bugs. So if you're interested in being on the cutting edge of technology and think that the benefits of having a robot do your chores and impress your friends is worth the drawbacks, then the price of $500 a month subscription fee or $20,000 to own the Neo outright will seem like a bargain. Which, to be honest, is a pretty crazy price, because I, for one, thought that the first run of robots were going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars at least. But even then, I bet these robots are going to be subject to enshittification, which is the process of they come in at a low price, get market share, and then once they have that market share, they just start ramping up the price and downgrading the quality of the robots, like we see with every other subscription service we have. But only time will tell. If you enjoyed this video about the coming of our new robotic friends or enemies, frenemies, maybe, hopefully they'll be nice to us if they... Then don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting videos like this. I got other things I'm working on. I got so many other things you would not even believe. Also, leave a comment down below about whether or not you're interested in these robots. Is $20K a good price for a robot? Would you pay a $500 subscription fee to have a robot just walk around and dust all your shelves and put your dishes away for you? What do you think? What do you think? I said a bunch of things. Now you say words back. And here's to a new year, which hopefully won't be the first year of the robotic rebellion, but... Okay, bye!